Hi, my name's Ian Compton, and this is my new podcast, No Static at All. Thanks for listening, and I really hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned.
No static. No static. No static at all. No static at all.
What up, everybody, old friends and new, and welcome to the first episode of No Static at All, the podcast where we talk about the best music you haven't heard yet. And with the help of SweetStatic.com and the Earthwalk Collective, we're hoping to bring you a cool little perspective into the DIY community and music scene happening today. A little bit about myself. I'm just a local Pittsburgh musician and music lover. I've been a music lover ever since I was little. Come from a family of drummers. I too am a drummer. I also dabble in the trumpet and guitar. But I grew up loving classic rock, Rush, Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple. And then going into jazz, I picked up the trumpet in the 4th grade, and I love the Turl Sandoval, Louis Armstrong, Miles Davis, Return to Forever, Weather Report. And then in high school, I got into alternative music, so I started getting into like Circa Survive and the Deer Hunter, and Beirut and Great Powell Leaves and stuff like that. And in college, I started getting into hip hop, and then after that, when I moved to New York City, I started dabbling into just different genres and different like subgenres of different decades. So I found like Big Star, cult band from the 70s, or like early 90s hip hop, or early 90s shoegaze or slowcore. So it all evolved that way to what my taste is today, which is very eclectic and all over the place. Like, the best way I can explain it is there was a week last year where all I listened to was Red House Painters Between Days, that one song for a whole week. So my taste is a bit out there, but I moved to New York, and this segues in the way that I met Alex Bassiana, who runs Sweet Static, and we became friends. I started writing for them, started playing in a band called Ugly Americans with him, and Troy, who also writes and edits for the website. Eventually I broke both their hearts and moved back home, but I said never fear, I'll stay in touch, and eventually we decided to do a podcast. So here we are, with no static at all, to bring you all the best DIY music we can find. And today that happens to be a nice little interview with emo indie rockers out of New Jersey, Devon Goods, and a couple album reviews, Civics Face Blindness, Fire's Motion Still I Tried, Gingerlys Self-Titled, and The Need's Not That Fun. So the first album I'm going to talk about today is Boston's very own Civics, Face Blindness, released last November 3rd. It's a real nice indie rock album with hints of folk rock and Americana. Real upbeat, a lot of cool guitar solos, nice use of harmonicas and electric pianos, slide guitars. Has a real nice nostalgic vibe to it. The track you just heard right there is Selena, the 3rd track, a real nice upbeat indie rock track. It has a killer guitar solo in it and also a killer chorus. My favorite track on the album, which happens to be the track before it, Down and Distant, is a real nice, mellow, breezy, poppy song with a chorus that just will get stuck in your head forever. Take a listen. And those are two good examples of the vibes that you get from this album. You get the more upbeat rock-and indie rock vibe, with Selena, and also The Falling 2, Not For Me, and Run, Run, Run. But also you get the more mellow, folky Americana vibe with Down and Distant, also similar to My Father's Cologne, and Can't Have Both, and also Your Worst Nightmare, but which is a little more on like a folky, like Angel Olsen vibe to it. This will be a great album to put on summer playlist. Very feel-goody, very sunny, light, very nostalgic, and I really enjoy listening to it, and I hope you do too. The next album I'd like to talk about is Union, New Jersey's own Fire's Motion Still I Try, one of my favorite EPs released last year, and an album full of melodic guitars, intricate drumming, harmonies, male and female vocals, deep introspective lyrics, frustration and hope, big parts. There's trumpet, piano, layering upon layering. It literally was one of the best releases of last year, and it's only 5 songs. And it was released by a good friend of mine, Adrian Amador, who's followed by a rotating cast of musicians, but is the musical mastermind behind the whole thing. Take for example the first track, Yesterday's Coffee.
It's in my head all the times that I kept you from running around. Although some things will never change, I wish I could, I would.
This song is just a practice on building something until it's perfect. It builds and builds and builds, adding instruments, changing melodies until it gets to the climax of the song where Adrian and Avery and everybody sing, so I learned that everything cannot be perfect, but still I try. And it just brings everything together right in the first track. And I love how the album deals with the theme of perfection and striving for it as an artist, and sometimes not releasing something because you haven't reached that level of perfection. But then Adrian gets to the point of accepting that things can't be perfect and moving forward with everything, which is it just hits home so good. Like, listen to the last track, How Long to Get Home. It's the perfect example of that hope I'm talking about. This is a great record that I highly recommend, and it's perfect for the winter time, so get it out and put in your earbuds and listen right now. The next album I'm talking about is Brooklyn's own Gingerlys, their self-titled album released last November. And before we even talk about it, listen to the first track, Turtle Doves. A perfect mix of dream pop and shoegaze, the Gingerlys are really doing this genre justice. Take for example my favorite track off the album, 100 Flowers. You can tell this band really loves their pedals, and the drumming on this album is insane. The vocalist kills it, and just a real nice album that fell into my lap. A genre that I love. I love dream pop, I love shoegaze. This is a sound I found when I was living in Brooklyn, and these guys capture it perfectly. This will be another album that will be perfect for a summertime playlist, and I can't wait for it to become summertime to listen specifically to this album, so I hope you all enjoy it. The next and last album I want to talk about before we get into the interview portion of the episode is The Needs, Not That Fun, another Brooklyn band, and friends of mine. I used to share a practice space with them when I was living up there, and I actually remember when they were recording this album, and I had no idea they were making something so special. Here, listen to the first track, Coke.
2009, when I got high, I'd cry every time. World was a dream that only we'd seen, a secret we shared.
Self-recorded and self-released on January 1st of this year. This is a nice mix of garage rock meets 90s slowcore meets experimental rock. These guys are all part of Practice Room Records, which was originally based out of Long Island, New York, and they've all been a part of each other's projects throughout the years. and they bring a real cool element to this band. There's like Code that you just listened to it's all over the place guitars, and then you have more melodic songs like Working, and then another one of my favorite songs, No One Has the Heart, which is just huge with a big chorus, and just take a listen to it. I really recommend going to practiceroomrecords.com and just looking at all the lists of the bands these guys have been involved in. Jordan, the guitar player, is in Plain Grays, which is a real nice post-rocky, melodic, loopy guitar project. Greg, the singer, who also plays guitar, is in Sanoke and was also in Adam and Naive and a bunch of other projects. Kenny, who plays guitar and did all the artwork for the album, and I recommend going to their Instagram because there's a lot of cool self-portraits he did of the whole band. He's a wicked good guitar player, and he's also in Tristan Euling. Sorry, I butchered that, Kenny. And also was in Adam Naive. And then Conrad, who was in Adam Naive and also has a noise project and an indie project, who learned drums to be in this band, which is really cool. And another guy named Evan, who I don't know what he's been in, but is ripping it on guitar. And this album's just so solid. Like, listen to the last track, Short Sleeves. It's such a killer summertime song. Check it. If any of the guys from The Needs are listening, honestly, it was a real nice way to start the year with the release of that album, and thanks for sharing a space with me for the time that I did share it with you. But those are the albums that are my recommendations this week and what I had on review. I love them all. I'll be making a playlist that you can subscribe to. My name is Ian Compton, so follow me. But next up is the Devon Goods interview. A few months or a couple weeks back, I got to go to a house show at the War of 1812 and see Devon Goods, as well as Absinthe Father, who I also interviewed, as well as locals Distant Futures and Jimmy Mayo. And I got to talk to Devon Goods about their time on the road, their eating styles, and their relationships and what they're doing in school and whatnot. And it was a wild, wacky ride. Some people walked in at one point, so I'll excuse the quality, but just go ahead and enjoy. And thanks again, guys, from Devon for talking to me. It was a real nice time, and enjoy.
I swear to God that one more day is much too long. Spend all your time dodging cars, 'cause you know what they hope for. That one misstep and broken bones.
So, okay. I don't know your name, so.
Well, I'm Ian.
Okay.
Nice. Well, let's do names. Zach.
I'm Zach.
Mike.
Ross.
Justin.
And you are?
Devon.
Devon
Goods.
Devon Goods.
Which I was doing some research, and that's a Pokemon reference?
It is.
Yeah.
Explain, please, because I didn't really understand the
I'll
wiki
have
thing I was
Justin
reading.
explain.
I'm a giant Pokemon dweeb.
Okay.
The only video game I play is Pokemon, pretty much. And I like bands that have Pokemon names, so I tried to come up with one. Came up with a pretty shitty one. It's just some item
I
in
disagree,
Ruby and
I like it.
Sapphire. Zach likes it.
Yeah.
That you get for a guy, then you take to like some
Yeah, it's like the
city
most
port town.
menial
I read
task.
up on this
Yeah.
a little bit.
It's the most
It
fucking
is.
menial task. You take it you just take it for this. You steal it back from Team Magma or Aqua, right?
It's awkward. I just read this.
It's Aqua. Well, it depends on which game. If it's Aqua,
School
if it's
injustice
Sapphire,
and Pokemon.
Magma.
It's just because I haven't played.
No, I think
This
it's,
is the
I
Game
think
Boy
that's-
Advance.
I think that's great.
I don't like Pokemon.
How long you been in the band?
Beta's
I was like,
oh,
oh, this name's cool, and then it was a Pokemon
Beta's just
reference. I was
easy,
like, oh,
honestly.
well. Oh,
What what other bands have a Pokemon reference?
Okay, there's Brave Bird,
Dowsing.
Dowsing.
Oh, that's really?
Yeah, the dowsing
I
machine.
just saw one today. Someone was listening to Parish Song.
How's that Pokemon?
That's a move in Pokemon. Brave Bird's a move in Pokemon.
Dowsing's
never
a
knew this.
machine.
Dowsing is
subgenre of
He has
band.
another band called Hidden Machine.
That's Pokemon?
That's
HM. It's like
Pokemon.
HM.
Way better than
Way better than
Devon
Devon
Goods.
There's a lot.
I've always wanted to start a band called Rock Tomb.
Rock.
Like TOMB?
Yeah, man. That's a move.
I
in
was
Pokemon.
Oh, it is?
scouring Pokemon moves, trying to come up with a cool one that would be a
I
band
just think
name.
it's
I couldn't
funny.
find any.
Nightshade.
Nightshade. Oh, that would.
Nightshade's
Or no,
good for a
Dreamy-
hardcore
Dreamy-
band.
Yeah.
Oh, also there's Haunter, fucking the
Haunter.
guy from I Killed Giants and
He
People
plays
like you?
drums.
What about Crunch?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
the drum,
yeah.
Bryce,
Brian.
Bryant,
Bryce, no,
Bryce,
Bryce
yeah,
Sanders.
Bryce Sanders, yes.
Yeah, I actually reviewed
Or
the
Sam
single
Bryce.
for that EP on Sweet Static, which is the
Oh,
this
that's
whole
awesome.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
What'd you
right.
think?
Small World. The single he played me was cool. People Like You's album was great.
Oh yeah, I haven't heard it, but I heard it's good. I heard they're good.
Oh, Thumbnail.
I know a lot
Great
of good.
song.
I know a lot. I've heard a lot of good things about People Like You. For sure.
We're big I Killed Giants fans.
I never have heard.
They're awesome. They're older.
They were playing downstairs.
Yeah.
Actually,
We
we
were
were playing the
bumping
album
the full
downstairs.
album.
No, they weren't
The
playing.
last thing we were listening to?
Yeah, yeah.
I
We-
like that. It was good.
But
I
the
didn't.
We actually are
bam,
such
bam, bam.
I Killed Giants fans. We actually had the guy who produced that record produce our
I also
new EP.
interviewed them.
The self-titled one?
Yeah, the self-titled one. His name's Ryan Stack.
Yeah.
He's awesome. He did a bunch of really cool like.
Shout out
EPs.
Ryan
he did,
Stack.
He did like The World Is his like first split,
Mm.
and like the Dad's album.
And the what's the world is band before that.
Oh, My Heart to Joy.
My Heart to
Yeah.
Joy album.
He's cool.
That's so good.
He was awesome. He really brought shit. He made it sound good. Like it was.
Is he from Jersey?
He's from Mass, so we go to
Oh.
Zach and I go to school out in Boston.
Yeah.
And
I interviewed I Killed Giants.
I Killed Giants is
which
kind of
cool.
similar to us. They're like Jersey boys who went to school in Boston, and kind of migrated over. And
They're not
recorded-
all Jersey.
Oh, I don't know.
They're all from different places.
He knows more about it.
I interviewed them.
Talk to me.
They're great. They went to Berkeley and they they talked to me about like the Berkeley bubble and how that's like a thing where you're like only playing with Berkeley bands and playing to Berkeley students, and they like escaped that, and they like just started getting recognized by people because they're awesome. And
Is that what they
They
said?
got out of the
No,
bubble.
that's
They're
what
like, we're awesome.
I mean, they
People
are
like-
awesome.
People liked our music because it's sick.
definitely a big influence to us for sure.
Do you guys know a mass band that I recently got into, Horse Jumper of Love?
Yes, Horse
Yeah,
Jumper's great. I've
we-
seen them in a basement.
We might get
before.
them to
They're
play at my school,
I-
our DIY booking collective.
I saw them at that metal. It was the last show I saw in New York. It's a metal venue, but they were with Cloakroom.
Oh,
And
cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, they're good.
Cloakroom's album last year was so good.
Cloakroom's
I didn't know
awesome.
that they were good because I heard their band name and it's fucking stupid. So I didn't.
Horse Jumper of Love?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it's
I didn't
weird.
give
I
them
like
a
it.
chance.
Well, the whole album isn't like
Good.
the noise songs are like weird as shit, but like
I don't
Ugly
think it's
Brunette
stupid.
and Spaceman.
No,
Orange
they're
Peel
cool. They're
there are,
good.
Like,
Their
I
music's
was
really
obsessed
good.
with those songs. Like,
Yeah. Justin, I wouldn't be saying bands' names are stupid.
Our band name is stupid too.
You never know who's gonna listen to this.
Yeah,
the
like
guys from Horse Jumper.
Aerosmith.
Yeah.
Aerosmith could be listening.
No, they were
Yeah,
good.
no,
I'm
that's-
saying I like
Okay,
their
really
music.
think
I just
about
didn't give
Deep
them a fair
Purple.
shot.
Deep Purple.
That's a
Deep Purple.
sick
Dude,
name.
Steely Dan's the best
Steely
one,
Dan.
dude.
They're all
Thi-
bad.
this
Band names are
pod-
stupid in general. I guess.
This
I don't know.
podcast is called No Static at All, which is a Steely Dan reference.
Oh, really?
I love
That's great.
Steely Dan.
Actually,
Sorry.
our,
White guy R&B.
our biggest hit is a Steely Dan song. Actually,
Yeah.
no.
Ah,
No.
You had me. I'm a sucker for Steely
Yeah,
Dan.
we cover all of Asia.
Yeah, we write
Peg.
songs that our parents did cocaine to in the 80s. Like
That was the line
I know
right there,
for
that
a fact,
boom.
there's no way my mom
Hilarious.
didn't do cocaine to Steely Dan in the 80s.
My dad did crack, man. Like, it's all fucking good.
Everybody did drugs back then, even your teachers.
Most definitely your teacher. But to get back on, so we've been on a little run, right? You guys, well, not me.
Yeah,
I
we're
was
on a
talking like I was
small-
on a
We're
run
on a
with
run.
you.
We're on a small little
Tour?
tour this time around.
don't ever do
played,
long
Yeah, we
tours.
don't do long tours because fucking
It's
Penn
hard.
State and Zach and I's schools. Ross goes to Penn State, and Zach and I's schools our breaks never line up convenient
Yeah, we get, like,
whatsoever.
We get like 10 days maybe, but then like it's not even like we're ready in those days.
Yeah, we need time
like-
to practice too.
Like for,
yeah.
for this one,
We got ready though.
we had to be around for like the holidays with our families, and then like after that, like January 2nd, we left for Boston. Like then until the 8th, which is the first day of class that I have, so I might like have to skip school for my show. Like first day of class doesn't matter, but
Nah,
like,
fuck it.
or I might go. Who knows? But
We want Ross to go
it's
so
just
we can throw a
like-
party at his house.
Why he's not there?
Yeah, no parents.
it's just like really
Ross
hard.
are-
We're always like
Yeah,
pushing like
Ross
the
is
time
away,
frame,
the
you know,
kids will
like.
play.
But it's always good like when we're on the road. Also, we don't stick together for too long, so we don't wind up killing each other. I don't think we would.
I don't think we would. I think we'd
It was
adjust.
close today.
Yeah, today
Today
things
was
got a little
close.
stressful. He was asleep, but the things got a little
I
stressful.
acted like
happened?
I was sleeping.
You what happened? Am I allowed,
We just
you
had
want
a-
to
we
talk
just had a
about it? We
little-
can talk
a
about
little-
rice if you
A
want.
little
We
argument.
could talk about rice.
Well,
Yeah, we
you
had a
know
little
what? But
argument.
after the cargument,
It was fine.
Beta and I, we were joking so hard. We had a great time in the back today.
Okay, tell me about the cargument. Come
The
on, that's such a
cargument's
great
fine.
name.
Oh, okay. So
Well, it was just like
Justin was driving.
I was driving and-
shittily,
I'm bad at driving, and I get
and-
really anxious when I drive
Uh-huh.
long distances, and this was the longest distance I'd ever driven from Philly to Pittsburgh.
It was like
5 hours?
Yeah.
He was
Well.
making fun of my laugh and the sounds that I
That's.
made.
I mean, you
and
were
it felt
goofing.
mean.
You were goofing on him.
But yeah, we just got in a little
Lovers quarrel.
lover's quarrel. Yeah, a little brotherly love. Zach and I are twins.
Beta got in the middle
We
of
fight.
it for some
we
reason.
get into skirmishes if we spend too much time together, like as brothers do.
We don't get
Yes.
into a lot of
We don't know, we're
skirmishes,
not that
honestly.
bad.
We used to more, like back in the day when we first started.
We had some
Yeah.
pretty crazy
Yeah,
fights
you guys
back
used
in
to
the
spit
day.
on each
Yeah,
other.
there was
in
spat on my
practice.
face.
Okay, to
There
be
was
fair,
one time at
to
practice.
be fair, of the person, Zach spat on me most recently, and we weren't even fighting. He just spat on my face as a joke.
No.
like,
I didn't spit
over
on
the
your
summer.
face. I
It got in my-
drooled on your head. let's just
Were you
like
sleeping?
no.
Well, how did you drool on his head?
He
man?
I was sitting
I
on the
stood
couch.
over him and drooled on
And
his
he
head.
leaned
That was a
over
funny-
me.
on purpose.
Yeah.
So you spit on him.
No. There is a sharp,
There's a stake in
acute
front of you.
distinction between spitting and drooling.
That's true.
Stop. Did you let it just fall?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you drooled.
Because spitting makes a noise. I'm all about
And there's-
stealth when
Yeah.
I'm drooling.
You have,
You're a stealth bomber.
but your action was to
Yeah,
spit.
it was to spit. It
This
wasn't
is
Okay,
a
you know
gray
what?
area.
It was to get saliva on his head. That was the goal.
There's no instant
maybe-
replay.
maybe-
I can't say I've
Maybe if
never
you're-
done that to other people.
Maybe
too.
if you're
I've done it to
spitting,
a
you
lot
have a
of people.
target in mind. But if you just drool, you're
He did
just
have a
going
target in
straight
mind,
down.
so he spat.
That's what I'm saying. So
Okay,
I'm
you know
saying
what?
maybe
I also will sometimes like do it with beer too. I'll just like let it pour out of my
you did it
mouth
today with
onto the
coffee,
head.
didn't you? In the
No,
car?
I was
After you-
I was gargling coffee. It was delicious.
He is really gross. this
I was
kid.
notorious for pissing on all my friends' cars' handles.
That's good. I like that.
Like I would like go out of my way to like stop at their house. And, like in the morning they had to open their door.
Wow.
That was high school.
Next
beat.
level.
That's high school.
Different person.
I've grown up.
We're barely
Yeah.
not high
I
school.
wait
at
till
this
winter.
point.
We were
so it
driving
freezes
away.
over.
Oh, that's been bad.
We were driving away from Justin while he was out of the car somewhere in Connecticut. That was fun.
Were we in Connecticut? Oh, we
Yeah,
were.
we were in Connecticut. I wasn't gonna leave you.
I know you
though.
weren't gonna leave me. I didn't like looking at your smug fucking face when you were doing
Yeah,
it.
he couldn't
though.
catch up.
No, he
I
did.
could
He
have. I
opened
could
the
have.
door.
Yeah, I guess he
I
did.
didn't want to run because I have too much pride.
Dignity's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, tell me about the rice, the not eating fast
Okay.
food dilemma.
That's
Oh
just
well.
cute.
Okay. So
there seems like
This
there's
is
been
me,
a lot
this is
of.
me.
Can we start it with troll fuck though?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure,
Okay, so last time we went on tour out to Pittsburgh, we got sheets 3 times in 2 days,
Oh, fried cheese.
and we ate a lot of
Yeah,
fried
exactly.
cheese
I-
frogs. Beta had a total of probably like 36 mac and cheese bites over the course of those 3 days.
Yeah. I didn't
So-
shit for like a week.
And none of us ever go out to Central or Western PA except for Russ because he goes to Penn State.
But I don't even eat sheets.
So
that
we don't get
often or
sheets that much.
anything.
It's
It's
all
good.
fried cheese.
It's
Yeah.
You're a
special.
troll
We
fuck.
love fried cheese.
Wisconsin cheese bites?
So,
Yeah,
yeah, I fucking love Wisconsin cheese. I'm gonna get some and mac and cheese bites tomorrow. Maybe even tonight when we drive back to
I'm
Penn
thinking
State.
tonight.
You gotta
Tonight.
do.
I'm
tonight.
thinking tonight.
All you
I'm
had were
thinking
rice and
tonight.
beans.
I
Yeah.
even tried the pizza from Sheets. It's better than like the pizza in this kid's
State
town.
College.
Canyon Pizza.
Yeah, Pennsylvania.
Shout
bad.
out Canyon
It's
Pizza.
bad.
For
You're
sucking.
terrible. I'm sorry, Canyon Pizza. I love you. for being great and
It's $1.
also terrible.
That's like the number
Pizza
one
pizza
reason.
is shit though. I'm
You know what?
sorry.
No,
Pizza pizza.
Sheetz Pizza. Sheetz Pizza is way better than
It's
Papa
Sheetz
John's.
Pizza.
It's
We also-
Papa John's.
But
is
you get a
all of us-
pepperoni pepper with
Papa John's is conservative pizza. I don't support it.
I don't follow the news, but I believe I did read that. Never
That's
mind.
true.
Fuck the pepperoni.
No one
Okay,
knows what a
pepperoncinis
good
are great, but
slice
Papa
is.
John's.
No,
sucks.
oh, so you were from New
We
York.
didn't finish
You
the
live-
story.
Well,
we're-
I lived.
Yeah,
in
so we all know like pizza.
Yeah, we
No one
Not
here
everybody knows
pizza.
pizza.
If your pizza doesn't have the sag going,
Slight
it's,
sag.
it's
Very
slight sag. You don't want.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want a full
It can be a
sag.
I showed them the
But you don't
Boston
want a
pizza.
cardboard stick.
It was good.
Well,
It was
No,
really
Regina's
good.
pizza is good.
Boston,
I go
no.
to school in Medford,
This kid, there is a
Massachusetts.
distinction
It's
between
horrible.
Medford pizza and Boston pizza. Boston is still a northeastern city. There's still going to be good food there. It's still good
Us
pizza.
talking and being dicks.
Oh no, this is perfect.
This is gold. This is what anybody wants on a
we
podcast.
missed out on the troll fuck story though.
Oh,
Okay,
really?
so we
We're
ate all
gonna-
that sheets.
Bringing it back.
We
hey.
ate all that
Troll
sheets,
fuck.
and then so Ross decided that that we're only going to Sheets maybe once this tour. And I said to Ross, why do you be making this decision? Why are you being such a control fuck? And Beta heard me say troll fuck, so now we just call Ross a troll fuck.
It's not all the time.
Just like when he's being a troll fuck.
I just like and
Are
from
you a
my
troll
point of view,
fuck?
from my point of view, yes, I really thought I was like a mom. I feel like you know how mom comes in and she's like,
Yeah.
we're gonna start a new diet, like we're gonna do it as
We're
a
going
family, and
paleo.
everybody's just like,
Oil
no.
of oregano.
Yeah, so that's like I kind of wanted to like help, to not eat like fast food, and then I just got like this huge whiplash.
You already don't eat
We
meat.
go
You're
on
like,
these
good.
tours
You're
to
good
eat
go.
fast food.
I mean,
You're
well,
good to go.
That's
I'm
why
good to
I
go.
don't play music.
Like when
Tour to eat
flashback
fast.
to the sheets and 3 times in 2 days or 24
Oh, way
hours.
more.
Oh, we
than
felt
that.
horrible.
Like I was getting the quesadillas and like the burritos, no
amazing.
meat or anything, but I still like after the third one, all I could taste was grease. Like I didn't even taste like the products anymore. I just take a bite, it would just be grease, and I was just like, I can't do
That
this
sounds like a
anymore.
Really
nightmare.
good
Sounds like you
grease.
had a nightmare.
Yeah,
the following
36
day.
mac and cheese bites in, and I could still go.
I haven't had a breakfast platter
say
from
the least,
there.
though.
It was great.
Their breakfast sandwiches are
Oh,
the
Dude,
best.
it's all
$4.
baller. It's all good as fuck.
To say the least, though, we brought the rice cooker on tour, which I make a lot of rice.
We're
in
saving
my
a lot of money
apartment.
that way. for
Saving
sure.
a lot of money, rice and beans. Don't feel like shit in the morning,
yeah.
and
Yeah, I feel
you get to
great
spread
right
the
now.
love with
But-
some people
but-
that want
okay,
some
but-
rice.
but-
I
Real
got
quick-
some rice tonight. I feel great.
We should
Yeah.
seriously talk the Wawa versus Sheets debates. I think we're all on the Sheets
I got
side.
yelled at that lady at Sheets about how Wawa
Yeah.
is
Better.
just trash.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah, she's
Wawa
like, we're
isn't trash.
cornering the market.
but
Wawa's
Sheets-
gonna be gone in
that
5
lady.
years.
Oh my god.
She
She
loves her
wouldn't.
job.
She wouldn't leave me
Which
alone.
Oh,
Which
that's-
cheese did you go to?
I think Wawa actually has more of a
We were
cult
like
following.
45 minutes out of pit. We
And
were by
Sheets.
Bryce's house. Did you go
Oh
Bryce?
yeah, that no, I know Bryce.
You know,
What?
Bryce.
That's up in my. That's like what Butler.
Yeah,
Saxonburg?
we
Yeah,
were
Butler
like
sucks,
We
man.
were in Butler.
Butler sucks.
I think.
Butler's just a sea of red.
You're right.
I went from Brooklyn to.
Oh, you went from Brooklyn to here.
Well, I went from Butler to Brooklyn and then Brooklyn back to Butler. I'm an
Okay.
hour north. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like the Long Island of
Did you go to
Pittsburgh.
school in Brooklyn?
No, I just moved for my girlfriend. I was like, hey, fuck me and my life. I'm gonna
Oh,
go
yeah,
to Brooklyn.
okay.
I have no hope in anything.
Okay.
So-
fair enough.
All right.
Look
But
at
it was
this
dope though. I
I miss
got this
bagels.
tattoo in Brooklyn.
salamander.
The
Your mom's gonna
salamander.
listen.
Oh,
She's
my
gonna
mom
know.
shouldn't listen to
She's
this.
gonna know.
I'm hiding it from
She's
my
gonna know that
mom.
you talked about how she
Hide the
doesn't
podcast
like
from
and
your
she's
mom.
gonna know
My,
that you have a
I'm
tattoo.
hoping so now my hope is that she hears the Coke thing and gets so disgusted that she turns off the podcast.
my dad will never listen to this, so fuck that crack comment. Say it again.
But no, Brooklyn's dope. We played out in Brooklyn one time,
Where at?
and at
That's
some
some
The
bar.
footlight. The footlight.
the
The
Footlight, and they were like,
I don't know.
It's in
I
we
never-
got
Bushwick.
there,
Yeah.
and they were like,
It was like new.
how old are you
When we
You
were
kids
there.
aren't 21? Okay, you have to play your set first and leave. So
The band who booked us was like, yeah, we just didn't know this. Sorry.
yeah,
guys.
and we were playing with this
Yeah,
band.
sometimes
we were playing-
they just
you know
give up.
Geometers? They're Brooklyn
Sick
No.
band. They're fucking
Yeah,
awesome.
they're
really
cool.
awesome. Like
We could have
post-hardcore
become real
type band.
homies with them, but no, we're too young.
Yeah, we were too young.
They don't
to
take
hang.
fakes in Brooklyn.
I knew a lot of people with fakes
No,
in
that's
Brooklyn.
true.
I don't think any of us had fakes then either.
Yeah,
maybe
that's what it
Justin.
sounds
Maybe
like.
Justin did.
What are you talking? None of us have fakes.
You don't have a fake.
Me? Yo, if cops
I
are
really want
listening,
to call.
take
like,
my
How old are all
face.
y'all?
I'm 19.
I'm 20. I turned 21 in 2 months. So.
2 months?
Yeah, on
March?
Valentine's Day.
Well, like February.
February.
So like February 14th.
Not like
What's today?
Like Valentine's
Today's
Day.
the 6th.
6?
Ross, are you a
Almost
Pisces
there.
or are you like
I think I'm an Aquarius.
He's Aquarius, yeah. I'm a
Okay.
Pisces.
Pisces.
You're
Yeah,
close.
same Pisces.
Pisces!
I don't know anything
Pisces.
about my
But
But yeah,
sign.
y'all are young. I'm like
Yeah,
almost
no,
25.
Oh,
Fuck.
yeah, that's not that old.
But once you get here, you'll be like, it's a difference. Believe me.
Yeah.
Well,
I
you're
didn't.
not 25 yet, though.
No, in 2 months I will
And
be.
you know what? I heard that when you turn 25, it's a big difference.
Oh fuck.
I'm already feeling it for real. Like
You're
family
not,
relationships.
I don't think you're feeling it right now.
Dude, you're
You'll
fucking
feel
up
it in 2
25
months.
You're not
year-olds.
21, man. Why you tell me
This
that?
man knows what he's talking.
I'm
He's
just
knowing what he's
talking. I've seen people experience it.
He's lived a long
Ross,
life.
I just met you for the second time again, but you're kind of being a troll fuck right
No,
now.
You're being a total troll fuck.
It's true, I guess.
Okay.
No, you gave me rice.
I
You're
just-
cool, man.
I just want
Yeah,
to
Ross
let
is
like
cool.
all of the listeners out there know that Sharks and Minnows was wait, the game Sharks and Minnows was actually derived from a German war game called Minsk und Reich.
Thank you.
It's just not.
It's not true. I just made that up this morning. They all loved it. I was like, shit, I made a good joke. Wow. It was a good joke.
It's just that it's
stepping
like
on my
believable.
territory.
Like,
Yeah,
you know,
it's
very
totally
right.
believable.
You're treading on my territory.
That's
Hey,
I mean, we're kind of
we have a good- we have
we're
a
kind
good
of
back and
assholes
forth
like that. We
every
just
now
like
and
to
then.
make shit up and see how far we can get people like to believe it.
Oh, I
I
got
don't know
someone to
how often
believe
we
I
do that with
from
other
Compton
people.
once.
I don't
What?
think anyone
We
would
like-
not believe
we
what I
like-
just
we
told you
can't-
unless they are German.
I believed you.
We goofed, and then as soon as
Not
somebody
gonna
falls for
believe
the
it.
goof, we're like, no, wait, never mind. Don't believe it.
Yeah, no. So okay,
I don't
so
want to fuck someone over.
yeah,
Like, I'm not trying to do that.
We've
I'm trying to
taken
make
it
a
way
joke.
too far. Like one of my best friends from school took the semester off, this semester, and we decided he was like, come up with a lie for why I'm gone. Like he went to go deal with some like medical stuff, whatever. And we were like, okay. So he's my friend Eli. So we told everyone, we're like, dude, the school's accusing Eli of selling cocaine. Like, I'm actually so mad. Like, they just have a different Eli. Like, it's like, it was like, the rumor was that a different kid named Eli was selling cocaine. So they suspended a bunch of Elis for the semester to do an investigation.
Did anyone buy it?
So many kids bought it, and then they were so mad, and I was like, shit, someone's gonna write a fucking op-ed about this. Like, I have to fess
That's
up.
the most toughest thing I've ever heard. Infuriated Eli's, a band of Eli.
No, like,
Sounds like a Rick
kids
and
were getting
Morty
so
episode.
mad. They were like, we have to tell someone about this.
Yeah.
And then me and all my friends were like, oh shit, we have to actually like tell the truth. And like, and my friend Eli was like totally cool with it. He like loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
You told
It's
the
so
truth?
fun. Yeah, we fessed them. We're like, yeah, no, we're making that up. But I just got really, I just
So
got really
good.
good at acting from that, or I guess lying. I
Yeah,
would
that's
say
like, lying and
acting.
acting are different. You're not on a stage. You're just
I can
lying
only
to
do-
people.
I can only
Spitting
do-
or drooling.
I can only I can only do
Drools.
angry. Like that's the only persona
Distinctions.
I can get. I was like, yeah, dude, they just accused him of selling cocaine. They actually just have another fucking Eli. They actually have. It's fuck. And I would just like wipe my face a bunch. And,
Dude,
like,
I
throw
would
my
never
hands
buy that.
around.
I know when you're lying. Like that's
Yeah, because you're my brother. You know.
Yeah.
I tricked Mark into
My
thinking.
brother.
yeah.
For like, he was like, I don't even know it's real anymore.
Yeah,
That's-
but people are gonna think we're so weird. from
That's
this
the-
We
podcast.
are. Are we not?
Are we?
Oh,
They're
we're
gonna
all a
know
bunch of
we're
little
so
weirdos,
weird.
man. I love it.
No,
I
but at
love
least
how weird life
at least
is.
we're like kind of funny. Like
What are you?
Are
Yeah.
we?
At least, are we kind of funny? Are you having fun?
Those are all real laughs, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope
Hello. Well, I guess we'll end this thing.
Okay.
What's
I hope
new
you
with
got
you
some
guys
good
before we go? Like,
Um,
where are you up to? It's all good, guys. Don't worry.
Devon Goods 2018. Keep your eyes peeled. Maybe something will happen.
so. We have an EP that came out last year on Spotify, Bandcamp. Anything else that
If
you
you're
have?
a label, sign us. I
Yeah.
guess.
You'll have to deal with our weird stuff.
We can be
our
professional.
conversations.
If you're not from the
clean up
Northeast, I'm
nice.
sorry. We usually don't play anywhere except this one region because
But-
we don't really get the chance to.
If somebody wants to have us somewhere else,
Yeah,
have us. We'll stay on your couch.
we will.
Devin
Yeah,
Goods
okay.
in Idaho.
That's what we're
Yeah,
gonna say. Okay,
that's
that's
the
our final message. Devon Goods, let us sleep on your couch.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Of course.
But I can't help myself around you.
what a funny bunch. Yeah, it was funny. I went to the War of 1812, which is a house venue run by my friend Alex Martin and Jimmy Mayo. And I walked into the room and I looked around and I saw this dude smiling at me like I knew him, and I didn't really recognize him. And I just sat down and like awkwardly didn't really talk to people too long. And then I realized that I had met that dude before. His name is Ross, and Ross from Devon Goods. He booked a show the String Machine played one time in State College. So, fun little story about how I can be awkward, but that was a blast interviewing them. That was a great show. I highly recommend, if you're into that genre of music, to check those guys out. And half of them are in State College, so if you're in the area, there you go. Well, for real, thank you so much for listening to the first episode of No Static at All, the podcast named after a fucking Steely Dan lyric. Fuck you if you don't like it. No, but for real, thank you all for listening. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Sweet Static, and all my homies in the Earthwalk Collective. Thank you, Alex. And thank you, listeners, for tuning in. Please tune in every Friday for more content from us. And go ahead and like us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. No Static at All. And feel free to comment and whatnot. Send us emails. Tell us what you'd like to hear. I'm always into recommendations, so no music is too weird for this guy. But again, thank you so much. And this has been Ian Compton saying, see you later, everybody.